On August 1st, 2025, Donald Trump made a statement that sent shockwaves around the world. He announced that he had deployed 2 nuclear submarines to appropriate regions in response to highly provocative comments made by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. When a world leader starts moving nuclear submarines and making statements about war and peace, it is a reminder to every believer we are living in the last days.
To live now from Fox, as we are learning right now that President Trump has ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in regions near Russia in response to threats from former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. And this is that post there from President Trump from Truth Social on your screen. He says, "I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that."
The signs are unfolding right in front of us. Matthew 24:6 says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Jesus warned us that one of the signs of the end would be global instability. War would dominate headlines. Tensions between nations would escalate. Leaders would make bold and alarming announcements. And look at our world today. Wars in the Middle East, threats from China over Taiwan, tensions between NATO and Russia. And now, a global superpower moving submarines in response to nuclear rhetoric. What we are seeing right now is exactly what Jesus said would happen. We are living in the days of wars and rumors of wars. The headlines are not just about economics or politics anymore. They are increasingly about military movements, nuclear threats, and global uncertainty. What exactly are rumors of wars? Jesus made a distinction between wars and rumors of wars in Matthew 24, verse 6. And it's important we understand what he meant. Wars refer to actual conflicts, armed battles, invasions, bombings, and full-scale violence between nations or groups. These are the visible, physical signs of conflict. But rumors of wars are different. They are the whispers, threats, and warnings that circulate before or without actual fighting. They include political tensions, military buildups, threats of nuclear strikes, and headlines predicting invasions that may or may not occur. It's the sense of dread stirred up by leaders making bold statements, armies mobilizing, or media reporting unconfirmed fears about what could break out. These rumors create anxiety, confusion, and global instability even before a single bullet is fired. Jesus warned that in the last days, people would live under a constant shadow of conflict. The mere possibility of war would unsettle nations and stir fear in the hearts of many. That's what makes rumors of wars so dangerous. They don't just speak to the violence of war, but to the fear of it. And that fear is a powerful force in today's world. But Jesus also gave us peace in that same verse. See that ye be not troubled. For believers, this is not a time to panic. It's a time to trust. These events are not random. They are signs. God is in control. And as the noise of the world grows louder, his voice calls us to stay calm, alert, and grounded in faith. Yes, there are people panicking. Social media is filled with fear. News outlets speak of nuclear submarines being moved like chess pieces, and the world holds its breath. Headlines scream about World War III, and analysts warn of global collapse. But we, as followers of Christ, are not to join in that hysteria. We are not called to fear the headlines. We are called to remember the promises. We know exactly how the story ends. Jesus already told us what to expect. He didn't just warn us, he prepared us. There will be wars, there will be rumors of wars, but the end is not yet. God is not pacing heaven nervously. He is seated on his throne. Every event, every rising tension, every political move is under his sovereign eye. So while the world trembles at the thought of submarines and nuclear threats, the church should stand firm. Not in ignorance, but in confidence. We do not walk in darkness. We walk in light. And the light tells us our redemption draws near. This is not the time to fear. This is the time to fix our eyes on Jesus. Trump's announcement was a response to Medvedev's language. According to the reports, Medvedev made a reference to the dead hand, which is a term for Russia's automatic nuclear retaliation system. In other words, if Russia is attacked, this system ensures they strike back, even if their leadership is wiped out. Trump said he was acting just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that.
One of the most terrifying realities of our time is the existence of the dead hand, a Cold War-era Soviet nuclear system designed to ensure retaliation, even if Russia's leadership is wiped out. This system, reportedly still operational, can launch nuclear missiles without human approval if it detects an attack. It embodies the chilling truth of our age. We have created weapons so powerful that they could end civilization in mere moments, and yet they remain at the fingertips of fallible men. Sometimes I think about the people who created nuclear weapons. Did they truly understand what they were unleashing upon the world? J. Robert Oppenheimer, the scientific director of the Manhattan Project, often called the father of the atomic bomb, was instrumental in developing a weapon unlike anything humanity had ever seen. But once it was created, did he realize the full weight of what he had done? Can you think of anything more wicked than creating something with this much destruction? A weapon capable of wiping out entire cities, ending millions of lives in seconds, and leaving behind a legacy of suffering that lingers for generations? Nuclear weapons are not just tools of war. They are instruments of annihilation, created with the full knowledge that their use would bring unfathomable devastation. As of today, there are approximately 12,500 nuclear warheads in existence, owned by a handful of nations. While some are actively deployed, others remain in storage. Yet each one holds the power to unleash catastrophic destruction. The sheer magnitude of this arsenal is beyond comprehension. It is estimated that just 100 nuclear detonations in urban centers could trigger a nuclear winter, devastating the planet's climate, food supply, and ecosystems. But we don't just have 100 weapons, we have thousands. In fact, it has been calculated that the world's nuclear arsenal has enough destructive capability to obliterate human civilization multiple times over. Some estimates suggest that the existing stockpile could destroy the world at least 15 times over, reducing everything we know to ashes.
Well, the Russians have got a lot of nuclear weapons, 5,500 nuclear warheads, and it's more than the Americans have got, but they've got several thousand as well.
When the first successful nuclear test, codenamed Trinity, detonated on July 16, 1945, Oppenheimer is said to have recalled a line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." That single moment changed everything. It was no longer just theoretical physics or scientific advancement. It was death and destruction on an unimaginable scale. Oppenheimer's words reveal a deep sense of guilt, an awareness that what had been created could never be undone. The world would never be the same. Humanity now had the power to destroy itself in an instant.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Bible prophecy teaches that a day is coming when a world leader will rise, the Antichrist, and he will offer peace in the midst of global chaos. He will appear to be the solution to the wars and threats, but it will be a false peace, a deceptive peace. Daniel 8:25 says, "And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many." That's exactly what we see forming now. The more chaotic the world becomes, the more the world will crave someone to bring order. And when that person arrives, offering stability, economic reform, and world peace, many will follow him blindly, but he will be empowered by Satan. Do you see how the world is being primed? There is fear, there is chaos, there are rumors of nuclear war. The ground is fertile for someone to step in and offer peace. But as believers, we know who our true peace is: Jesus Christ. He is not coming with false promises. He is coming to judge the world in righteousness. He is not a man who offers peace and brings war. He is the Prince of Peace. On August 1st, 2025, Donald Trump made a statement that sent shockwaves around the world. He announced that he had deployed 2 nuclear submarines to appropriate regions in response to highly provocative comments made by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. When a world leader starts moving nuclear submarines and making statements about war and peace, it is a reminder to every believer: we are living in the last days. The signs are unfolding right in front of us. Matthew 24:6 says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet."
Do not fear. This is our hope. This is our peace. No matter what happens in the world, God is sovereign. He is the supreme authority over all creation. Nothing happens outside of his knowledge, permission, or ultimate control. The leaders of nations may sit in their war rooms, crafting strategies and preparing for conflict, but the Lord reigns above them all. No plan of man can override the divine will of God. The earth may tremble, kingdoms may rise and fall, but God's rule remains unchallenged and unshaken. History is full of empires that once stood in great power, believing they were invincible. Yet where are they now? Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Rome. Each one rose to greatness, only to fall. No matter how powerful a nation or leader may seem today, they are still subject to the authority of the Almighty. Daniel 2:21 reminds us, "He changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings, and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding." It is God who determines the course of history. He is the one who sets up leaders and removes them in his perfect time. So I say to you, do not be scared of the future. Do not be frightened by the schemes of wicked men who plot war and destruction. Do not let the uncertainty of world events shake your faith. You are a child of God. You are not alone. You belong to the one who holds the entire universe in his hands. Matthew 10:28 declares, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." The world will continue to grow darker. The leaders of nations will make their plans. The news headlines will scream of war, economic collapse, and destruction. The rumors of war will not cease. But we are the children of God, and we do not live in fear. Our trust is not in governments, treaties, or nuclear deterrence. Our trust is in the Lord Almighty. Isaiah 41:10 reminds us of this promise. "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.